Hello, and welcome to Simon's Universe of Music. So, where are we going today? We're talking about Ian Brown. Ian Brown, the singer, the legend, the god. In 2002, he was Best Solo Artist. In 2007, he was Godlike Genius, which is exactly what he is through the NME, and he won the Q's Legend Award. What has Ian Brown given us? Absolutely everything. Culture, fashion, the band, his solo stuff, great songs, great attitude, the influence, everything that you would want. The guy was born on the 20th of February 1963 in Warrington, up north. He formed the Stone Roses. His solo career began in 1996-1997. So I was a teenager, and with being the Oasis fan that I am, the Stone Roses had finished. Ian Brown had been obviously working on his solo stuff. I was an Oasis fan, but with the influence of Ian Brown with him on Oasis, made me a fan of Ian Brown. I've been to see him twice solo, both in Birmingham, and I saw him with the Stone Roses up in Manchester. So, to see him 3 times, but to see him twice on his solo, which was 2005 and 2007, when I got to see him in Birmingham, and both times I absolutely loved it. I was down the front, I was with my mates, it was an absolutely incredible time. So with being a fan of Ian Brown, obviously you know what's coming. We're going to go first album. So, first album, hey, for a great first album, I mean, My Star is the first thing that I really heard of his solo stuff. And I think I can remember seeing the video on Top of the Pops back in 97, where it was really good. It was brilliant, and it was exciting because I think I was a fan of the Stone Roses through Oasis, but with Stone Roses splitting up in 1996, getting into Ian Brown. Then I'm going to go on to track 5, Sunrise, which is a nice little chilled out tune, very cool, very mellow, something to keep you plodding on with whatever you're doing. It's pretty steady and a nice Ian Brown flowing tune. So, and then it goes to track 7, which is an absolute Ian Brown classic song, where it is just pure Ian Brown. And track 7 on this album is pure, great Ian Brown moments, where I think it totally puts Ian Brown as having his unique kind of songs that absolutely are fantastic. So, track 7 on this album is absolutely fantastic. Then I like track 12, Unfinished Monkey Business. For a debut album by Ian Brown, I think he worked very hard on this for the Stone Roses to split in 1996. How fast he must have worked to put that out and put that together was really fantastic. Very high credit to Ian Brown on this. I mean, for the songs that he put together on a debut solo album, really is brilliant. That is a great first album. No reviews on the front cover, but that is really good and definitely worth the money, and definitely an album that people should have in their record collection. So he's had his first album out, which has been pretty good. He's had great singles, and Ian Brown's on his way to being a solo artist. So he gets to 1999, and the second album comes out, Golden Grace, which is a great follow-up, I think, for Ian Brown. It has got some fantastic songs on it. He's got Love Like a Fountain, which I think is an absolutely brilliant song. It has got so many soldiers. Dolphins and Monkeys. Dolphins and Monkeys is an absolutely mega song. And a song that's absolutely fantastic. A song that will live forever. A song will always be high up for Ian Brown, for people to remember Ian Brown by. And for when you go and see him live, it's definitely a tune that you think is absolutely incredible. It really is a fan's favourite. It really is something that is going to be really good when you with your mates, that you're at a festival or at one of his gigs and you've got a bit. It's absolutely awesome. Dolphins and Monkeys is a brilliant song. I know I say brilliant a lot, but it really is. So, second album, yeah, it's got some really good songs in it, and I think for someone that's always going to be regarded as a singer of the Stone Roses, for him being a solo artist and having two successful, pretty good albums out, he's doing alright. So it's coming up to third album time. Now, third album time, it was early 2000s, and he released a song on this first album which will go down like for so many other people that have hit records. For me and my friends, and I know for Ian Brown, and what this song means to his fans, I'm sure I can say is a really incredible tune. F.E.A.R. is absolutely mega. Mega for the fact that I think it doesn't matter how big the crowd was, if he's on stage and he's singing that song, everybody will love it. If he was supporting someone or he's got his headline show and he's singing this song, it is absolutely incredible. Incredible to the fact that even the video that he's made to it, which it looks like he's in London, Chinatown on a bike going backwards. Well, we know that's what he's doing. He's on his bike going back through Chinatown and Soho. I can remember being out in Birmingham with my mate Mark, and when this single came out, and seeing some guy in a white shirt in the land of the fairies, let's say, absolutely loving this song. It was incredible, and for me and my friends and what we think about this song, it's absolutely the best. It is right up there as one of the best songs. For people that I know, for people that love Ian Brown, it is absolutely amazing. So, third album starts with F.E.A.R, which is absolutely sensational. And then what else do I like on it? Gravy Train. Gravy Train is a great song. Whispers. Whispers is probably one of my own favourite songs. Whispers is a great Ian Brown song. It's absolutely pretty awesome. And I know I definitely got this on the day it came out, and I know I got it from Woolworths. And for the time it came out, 2001, I think I must have been, I was 19. So, yeah. Whispers and F.E.A.R. I really love that. Forever and a Day. Really, really good. I love Ian Brown. I think he's absolutely amazing. And not just for him being in the Stone Roses and influencing like Liam and Noel Gallagher and whoever else, but I love his influences that he had as well, like the Pistols. The Pistols done so much for him. The Pistols were absolutely high up, and we know they're high up for everyone. But also, like, he was really into martial arts and, Bruce Lee. And I think with Ian Brown, when he's on stage, he takes them sort of moves that he does, like, his microphone and the way that he stands on stage, and the way that he holds his microphone. he's really cool. He's so cool. The way that he puts himself, like, in his mannerism is pretty actually unbelievable. So having the third album and like singing F.E.A.R, stood there like, the coolest man around. It just sums it all up. He is absolutely amazing. I know what fans think and I know what fans want. The fans want him singing Stone Roses songs, but we all know what the music business is like, and we know what happens with bands, and we know what happened with them. So, I was lucky to say that when the Stone Roses did get back together in 2011, I got to go and see him up in Hatton Park, and it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. It was absolutely incredible. But, I've really enjoyed Ian Brown's solo stuff as well, and I think with being a fan of his, and when he's bringing out great albums, hey, I know people want him singing Stone Roses songs, but I think he's done great doing his solo albums. So, it gets the fourth album for Ian Brown, Solorise, which I think was a really important album for his time in his career. For what I've seen and what I know about Ian talking about that specific time, it was his fourth album. He was starting to feel a bit more relaxed in his solo career, and when he was playing live, he started doing Stone Roses songs. So, with Solorise, alongside, that's a song that he says is about, obviously, a place in Manchester where they were doing their first gigs, and has a really important place in his heart to him, and I suppose the Stone Roses, but with Ian Brown, he done that song, which is pretty awesome. Time Is My Everything, I really love that. It's a great song, it's really good, and it's got the beats and everything. But there's one song on this album that I think we know where we're going with, and that's track 7, and that's Keep What You've Got. Now, Keep What You've Got, how do you sum this up? Well, it's him and Noel Gallagher. The song is absolutely brilliant. The track is absolutely colossal, and it is absolutely everything that you would want from music makers, I suppose. With Ian Brown and Noel Gallagher, contributing to that. I suppose with Noel Gallagher working with Ian Brown and the influence that the Stone Roses had on Oasis is a pretty incredible thing. Would Noel Gallagher ever have thought that he would have been collaborating with someone like Ian Brown to make music? From a young guy that obviously idolised a band like the Stone Roses, and then to be making music with him is pretty colossal. Keep What You've Got, the video is absolutely brilliant, and I know from what Ian Brown says, when they were shooting the video, there was actually an armed robbery going on around the corner, and the time they finished, they saw the police and the riot vans and everything turn up when they were filming the video, Keep What You've Got. And I can honestly say, with that video, the way it's filmed, and when they aim to have that hug, when they come around the corner and they meet each other, that actually plays a part in my life, because I have a friend who knows who he is, and basically he's my best friend, and from going off in our lives doing different things, whenever we would meet up, we would have that hug exactly the same as Ian Brown and Noel Gallagher. So, and his favourite band is the Stone Roses, my favourite band's Oasis. So, you've got a Stone Roses fan, you've got an Oasis fan that are two best friends, but literally when they see each other, when they don't see each other for long periods of time, it's that song that really does it for us with our friendship. So This album and that song plays an absolutely huge part in my life, and in Simon's universe of music, Keep What You've Got. Let's say if you're going to do 150 tracks, we all know that's going to be in there. So, and you have to say 150 so you can try literally ram them all in. Hey, and the other one I like is One Way Ticket to Paradise. Now, to me, that song is one of his best live songs. A great Ian Brown song. It's unique to his sound. It's unique to the album as a whole. Percussion, instruments, sound, like all these bits and pieces going on. When you see him or when you look at him live, when he plays live or if you see him play live, he has his mate with him. I think he is a great musician. He gives so much to Ian Brown and his music, especially live. He's pretty colossal, and I think he makes a real big part in making Ian Brown sound quite unique to Ian Brown, I'd say. I mean, I may be wrong, but I think Ian Brown, with having the people play with him and the sort of style that Ian Brown is pretty awesome. So I really love track 9. Track 9, One Way Ticket to Paradise. One Way Ticket to Paradise is a great song. That is a great album. And with this, I actually asked for this for Christmas off my brother. Right? This came out and I thought it's going to be a nice little Christmas treat. So, thank you very much, Andrew. This was a great Christmas present and I thank you very much. It's given me a lot of joy and it always will. And that is definitely an album. If you're an Ian Brown fan, Solar Eyes is a great fourth album. For anyone, that is a great buy. So, that's pretty cool. So with Ian Brown, it gets to 2007 and The World Is Yours is out. Now, I bought this on the day it came out. I think I either got it from... Well, I got it somewhere in Bromsgrove, from probably the supermarket. So, and with the special edition one, it is the 2-disc, with the second one being the orchestra, and obviously the first one being the main album. Even the picture's cool. It looks like he's cold somewhere in Russia. Rather him than me. But, this is a great fifth album. It's got some absolutely brilliant songs. The fact it's even got Sinead O'Connor on it with Legal Attacks is a great song. Really good. The World Is Yours, Sister Rose. This album is just carrying on his consistency. His consistency of obviously being so good. Bringing out, cracking tracks. Save Us I like. Sister Rose I really love. Sister Rose I say is my favourite song on that album. But, it was an album that I have to go out and get. I think a lot of albums at that time had this sticker on, like the special edition, and you always thought, well, it must be really special and that, and then, I suppose it is, because it's got the other disc with it, but this was really good. It was a great buy, and I've been listening to this quite a bit recently, and you know what? It's actually a pretty good listen. If you want to get into Ian Brown, could you make this one of the first ones? Well, to be honest, get the greatest hits as your first one. But, if you want a bit more, spice up on Ian Brown, then, fifth album, really good, great tunes. He's doing the business, absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, to see him live doing this album tour, I'm quite happy about that, because it's a good album. It's got great tunes on it. and to see him promoting this album, I think that's pretty cool to say, because you've got all the beginning and this, and I think the time period for Ian Brown doing these songs and obviously his other bits and pieces is pretty colossal. So that is a great, great, great fifth album. So here we are in 2009 with Ian Brown's album My Way. With My Way being his seventh studio album, and for him still being consistent and for him still bringing out great songs, the great sound of Ian Brown. The look of the front cover in the Japanese garden. The front cover was designed by Ian Brown's mate Kazuki, who is a clothing designer for Japanese clothing labels and for Adidas and Levi's. So Ian Brown says he met him in 1998 and he's a real fan of his and they've become pretty good buddies. So his look and Ian Brown's fashion is by his friend in Japan. I actually have a friend in Japan who works for Toyota, and it's a country that I'd really love to go to. I think with the music indie scene, with Japan, it plays a big part in the culture of making great clothes for people like your Lehman Noel Gallagher, like Ian Brown, like the indie. I know their names obviously to say, but the Japanese clothing of people wearing it, like Ian Brown, I suppose, is really absolutely incredible. If I had the size to wear clothes from Japan, I would think I'm the coolest person on the planet. That is a fact. It's a country that I really want to go to for that specific point, really. I'm going to have to lose a lot of weight to fit into, obviously, the clothes. But, hey, I absolutely love Japan, and I love Ian Brown's influence from that country. It is absolutely mega. Yeah, that is really cool. So with the first song, Stellify, it is a great song. It's a great song on this album, My Way. My Way, I love Just Like You, In the Year 2525, which is a cover song. Own Brain, I love that. And I mean, for a seventh studio album, that is just absolutely brilliant. Hey, you know, I love Just Like You. I think that is a brilliant song. I'm saying brilliant again, but hey, that's what Ian Brown is. So that's My Way, and that is fantastic. So it gets on to the latest one, Ripples, which I had to do that on my phone, but I've only just got it. I've been listening to everything else, but with this, Black Rose, also I like Blue Sky Day, that is a great song, and for his latest album, hey, he's still doing the business, he's still got the tracks, he's still got everything. With being a fan of Ian Brown, in 2005 he released his greatest hits, which is that, the CD. I've even got the DVD. So, this is how much of a fan I suppose I am of Ian, you know, with that and with that. What do I think about it? Hey, this is going to be the sort of thing, you can put that on, and you can put that on, and no matter what you put on, if it's that, or that, then you're going to have a good time. You can put that on when you're doing the vacuuming, doing the ironing, that and that. You can have a great time with that. So, where are we going with Ian Brown in Simon's universe of music? Well, we're going to say, for a guy back in the 80s with Geno Washington saying he's going to be a star, he's going to be a star, he's going to be a star, is absolutely correct. Ian Brown is a massive, massive, massive superstar. A massive superstar to Manchester. He's a massive influence to the Simon's universe of music for him being a massive, massive superstar. His look, his culture of the music that he's given us, the shows he's given to us, where I saw him in 2005, 2007, and with the Stone Roses in Manchester. Buying his music has always been special. We all know what people want, and we all know where he come from, and being the lead singer of probably one of the most incredible, fantastic, ultimate bands that literally had a seed, flowered, produced something else, and made something grow for so many millions of people to buy clothes, buy records, have something which is absolutely mind-blowing. Times experience. Ian Brown with his music has given so much to an entire universe, and it all sums it up that I think for Simon's universe of music and my life and my friends, especially one of my best friends, is pinnacle to the point where, he's been in a Harry Potter movie. He's been influenced by the Sex Pistols and the Clash and Bruce Lee. He has his unique face that he gets talked about a lot, and it's his look. His family, his wife from Mexico and his 3 boys. Ian Brown has achieved so much in his life, and for being a young guy from Manchester that was into making like scooters and the Northern Soul and the thing back then in the early 80s, I mean, hey, I probably missed things out talking about Ian Brown, but all I can say for Ian Brown for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums that have really been an enjoy to buy for the tracks and everything, not forgetting the DVD as well, but for everything that Ian Brown has given us has been absolutely mega. From having the tickets to going to see him to, hearing him sing them songs, hearing him sing them Stone Roses songs. When I was young, getting into music and, the first thing learning about Ian Brown, one day I'm going to see him. And to meet one of his bandmates, I've met Manny when he was playing for Primal Scream, but we'll come to that on another day. So to meet one of the Stone Roses, to see the Stone Roses, and to hear Ian Brown sing them songs really is absolutely incredible. So I've really enjoyed talking about Ian Brown. He is someone who is right up there in Simon's universe of music. I can honestly say, there is millions and millions of people out there who love Ian Brown, who probably know more about Ian Brown than me. Hey, I'm just a fan, but all I can say is, for everything that Ian Brown has given us, I am so grateful for. He is a very special human being, and for being the music fan that I am, I feel very lucky and privileged to have Ian Brown in my life, and I'm sure lots of other people do as well. Yeah, we would all still want him to be the lead singer of the Stone Roses, and for Ian Brown to be doing, gigs with the Stone Roses, and the Stone Roses doing so much. I mean, I was thinking today only about this man, wouldn't it be colossal if he was still singing songs in the Stone Roses, right, and they're headlining Glastonbury? I think, do the Stone Roses need to headline Glasgow? 1,000,000,000,000,000,000%. That's got to happen. If it does, it's another thing. I mean, hey, if we could make it happen, it would be actually unbelievable. I mean, I met Manny the once, and I wish I could have said to him, like, you know what? At some stage in the future, whatever happens, Stone Roses need to play Glastonbury. Because if the Stone Roses were to play Glastonbury, it would be one of the biggest things ever. The crowd, the stage, the tunes, hopefully the weather. For the band, for the four of them, would be absolutely really, really good. I hope it would be really good. It's probably never even going to happen, but all I can say is with this man having things like that, and all of this, then it really is good. Ian Brown is absolutely colossal. I'm a huge, massive fan of him. You know, he rocks my world. I shall always go and see him live whenever I can, and I'm sure that he's still got so much to come. In fact, he probably really has. You know, he ain't stopping yet. And hey, I mean, whatever happens with the Stone Roses, we can only dream. But hey, I was lucky enough to see him the second time round, and that was pretty awesome. So, if you enjoyed me talking about Ian Brown and my videos before, please subscribe, please give a thumbs up, and I really appreciate the support of Simon's Universal Music. It is absolutely brilliant. So, I definitely recommend Ian Brown, and I can't wait for my next one. So, thank you very much. See you later.